सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Question, Ravi. Who types these questions? Anshu. Anshu, you don't have to put G for everybody. Just put the name. That is enough. Yeah, okay, Ravindran G. Now I am getting irritated. G na sollo varudhu pathaka. So irritating. Just put the name. That is enough.
Okay, sir.
எனக்கு மட்டும் G போடுங்க போறோம். Yeah. Now the question. In the last class, while answering the question as to what is Nishiddha Karma, you have explained that following Paradharma is Nishiddha Karma and we must do Prayaschitta. If you realize that you have been following Paradharma. How to do Prayaschitta for having followed Paradharma knowingly or unknowingly? Correct. The question is, we said, the question is, what is Nishiddha Karma? The question is, what is Nishiddha Karma? Two definitions to Nishiddha Karma we have. One definition of Nishiddha Karma is prohibited actions, as in don't steal, don't lie, those kind of is called Nishiddha Karma, which is very elementary in nature. What we call as Nishiddha Karma is nothing but Paradharma. Paradharma is Nishiddha Karma. Paradharma is Nishiddha Karma. That we explained already. How Paradharma is Nishiddha Karma, that explanation has been given already. Now, if you have done Nishiddha Karma, you have to undo that by doing Prayaschitta Karma. Now the question is, if a person has done Nishiddha Karma knowingly, unknowingly, what Prayaschitta Karma one should do? Correct? First, who decided it is Paradharma for you? Who told you that it is Paradharma? You can't decide by yourself. Again, for something to be known as Paradharma, who can tell you this is Paradharma? You cannot do it by yourself. Nobody can do it by them. When I say nobody can do it by themselves, unless you have such a clarity on the three gunas and how the three gunas function. Unless you have a clarity on the three gunas and how the gunas function, what is the proportion of the gunas that which you are made up of. Now, if you don't know any of these things, you can never know what is your Swadharma or Paradharma. You can never know that. So by default, what we will take? By default, whatsoever you have done is Swadharma, and we just leave it at that. Why? Because you cannot decide by, number one, you cannot decide by yourself. You can decide by, it's not that you cannot. You can decide by yourself if you have understood how the three gunas, what are the three gunas and how the three gunas function and what is the proportion of your of your gunas, and based on the proportion of the gunas, what activity you will be inclined to. All that we don't have clarity on that now. You follow? If you don't have clarity on that, what do? We can't go and find that out. Why we can't find that out? Why we can't find that out? It's not that you cannot find that out, you will not accept it. That is why Swadharma has to be told when you are a child. If somebody didn't tell you this is your Swabhava when you are a child, you have to just forget it. Narayana, and we have to move in life, that's all. Why? Because we come with a lot of preconceived notions already about everything. More and more and more we come with preconceived notions about everything. We can never accept this is your. If somebody comes and tells you this is your guna proportion, it is impossible to accept it. Why? Because we already come with a preconceived notion about our own selves. We have certain conclusions made about ourselves. We have rigidities developed, and our raga, dvesha, and all is well. Well established. Appo, this is your swabhava, this is your guna proportion, will be very difficult to accept. Therefore, what is the choice that we have? As much as possible, we will align our actions to dharma. That much only we can do. Again, as much as possible, we can try to align our thoughts, actions with dharma. That much is possible. அதுவே ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். ஏன்னா இதுதான் தர்மானா who are you திருப்பி கேட்போம். Yeah, who are you to say this is dharma? I know dharma. Yeah. If supposing somebody comes and tells you this is dharma, what will be the answer? I know what? I know what dharma is. Nothing can be done. Well, that is why I said it also. A lot of Shraddha is required to have a conviction in Prayaschitta karma. Without Shraddha, you cannot get into Prayaschitta karma, because Prayaschitta karma tells you that you have done something wrong, you have to undo that, for which you have to be convinced about it. Now, you cannot get convinced about it because your own ego will come and tell you, no, sir, in my situation, if you are there, you also would have done the same thing. If you are in my shoes, you would have done. Therefore, so we have two problems. The two problems is neither we will accept the guna proportion, nor we will accept dharma, nor are we going to accept dharma. Therefore, what happens? The idea of nitya naimittika karma, prayaschitta karma, all that has become so much existing on paper, and you can hear it a million times and you will still go back and do raga dvesha karma only. It requires a different, it requires a shraddha. Why? Because dharma is adrishta by nature, prayaschitta karma is adrishta by nature. All that the scriptures is talking is adrishta by nature. Because they are talking something which is adrishta by nature, you can no way ask them to give supporting reason to what you are saying. Yeah. No way a supporting reason will be given. Therefore, yeah, at least in these classes, we try to give supporting reasons. You go to the Upanishads, they are the best ones. They'll say, don't care. I'm telling you, do it, or if you can do, do. If you can't do, God will save you. That's all. Yeah, what else to do with it? You follow what I'm saying? Why? Because the subject matter being adrishta by nature. Therefore, this is your nitya naimitika karma. Nitya naimitika karma has to be told by whom? You can't decide your nitya naimitika karma. You can decide your dress. You can decide your menu. You can decide which city you want to live. But you can't decide your nitya naimitika karma is decided at birth itself according to your guna proportion. Because we choose the dress, because we choose the menu, we think we can choose everything in life. Carefully follow. Because we have the luxury of choosing, all the non-essential aspect of life, yeah. Which dress you choose, what difference does it make? Which menu eat, what difference does it make? Because we are used to choosing there, we believe that we can make a choice in every facet of life. When it comes to the subtler aspects means the real aspect of life, which is the nitya naimitika karma. Who told you there is a thing called nitya naimitika karma? From where who told you that there is this thing called nitya naimitika karma? The scripture told you. It means because you have learnt it from the scripture, and if you are convinced by the idea of nitya naimitika karma, again you need to go by what the Shastra give us the list of nitya naimitika karma. You can't say, I'm convinced about nitya naimitika karma, but I will nitya naimitika karma, I will do, sir. Yes, conceptually I have understood, but I will practically, I will choose. You cannot choose. It's like going to the doctor and telling the doctor, the medicine mattum kuduthurunga, naane mix pannikiren. Yeah, it's like going to, in those days they do, no? Compounder. Yeah, compounder. Yeah. Everybody wants to be their own compounders. Yeah. Everybody wants to be their own compounders. We tell the Shastras what? You just tell me. Pink, blue, I don't know what all color they'll give. Pink, blue, I'm not that I'm very blind, not blind in other areas. Color also I'm blind. So they'll have 4 colors, isn't it? You give me that 4 colors. I know, because in my situation only, I know what is best for me. Therefore, I will mix it up. Doctor will say, what? Doctor will say, I made a blunder by exposing you to that 4 colors. It's a blunder that's made. It's a blunder. Because because how can you compound it by yourself? Because you don't even know the disease, you don't know the proportion, you don't know the frequency, you don't know the dosage. How can you do it by yourself? You follow? If the list of nitya naimitika karma itself is very difficult to follow, prayashita karma, we don't even talk about it. Most of the times, we don't even talk about prayashita karma. Why we don't even talk about prayashita karma most of the times? Because that is all the more difficult to accept. Follow. Yeah. Why? Because the mind will go on. The child will question. Remember the law. The child will question, the adult will argue. Kya pashyati, sa pashyati. The child will question. An answer can be given. To an adult, answer cannot be given, because the adult always argues. Argument enna artham? But, sir. Argumentale, but. நீங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் correct, but always remember this as a law. The child questions. You give an answer, the child will accept it. It will not turn back and say, practically, how is it possible? The child will never ask that question. Have you ever seen a child asking a question, practically, how is it possible? Because the answer is so satisfying to the child that it becomes practical. For an adult, nothing will work. Yeah. That's why I always say, and it's a fact also, for staging well and very good time pass and entertainment only these things are. No, because mind goes on arguing. If it argues against Nitya Naimitika karma, it will stubbornly refuse Prayasita karma. Are you able to follow? Till now. What is Prayasita karma? Prayasita karma comes from the root of extra effort. Yeah. Romba prayasa padadingo, they will say. Correct? What is the Hindi word for that? Same word, huh? Same word, huh? Effort. Prayaschitta means that extra effort that you take. Now, ordinary effort itself we don't want to take. Where are we going to take that extra effort? So, Prayaschitta karma is the extra effort you take. What is that extra effort? What is that extra effort? To undo. Undo. Prayaschitta, extra effort you take to what? To bend your stubborn mind. Prayaschitta karma, extra effort you must take, because to bend the stubborn mind, there is no other way to bend the stubborn mind, because it is stubbornness and mind is one and the same. I'm a very liberal mind I have, sir. No, you don't have mind in Earth. Mind means it is stubborn. Mind means it is mind knowledge stubborn by nature. So ordinary effort of Nitya Naimitika karma is not making your ego to bend. Therefore, you need to make that extra effort of Prayaschitta karma to make your ego, to make the mind bend. Gradations la pogut. Kamya karma, mind will bend. Kamya karma, mind will bend very fast. Nishiddha karma, maximum attraction. In the hierarchy of attraction to the mind, to what the mind gets attracted maximum? Kamya karma, Nishiddha karma. The mind gets attracted to Nishiddha karma maximum. Why it gets attracted to Nishiddha karma maximum? Why it gets attracted? Because who are you to tell me? Who are you to tell me? That's all. Nishiddha karma, the mind gets attracted to Nishiddha karma, not because it is interested in that karma. It is interested in establishing what? Who are you to tell me? Kamya karma, relatively okay. Kamya karma, relatively okay. And mind will not like Kamya karma that much, but relatively okay. Why? Because Kamya karma implies effort to get what you want. Kamya karma implies effort to get what you want. Are you able to follow? Okay. Example of Nishiddha karma. What attitude, what mental attitude of stubbornness that makes a person to go into Nishiddha karma? It's a mental attitude. There is something in the mind, a wrong understanding or a stubbornness or an attitude that makes the mind go into Nishiddha karma. What is that attitude? Kamya karma will not have that. It will make an effort to get. I've given the clue already. Moon, what is Ulta? Yeah. What is the difference? What is it that in Nishiddha karma, the mind doesn't? Mind likes it so much. Huh? I'm always right. Stubbornness. Jeev. ஐஐடியில் கேள்வி கேட்டு அப்புறம் ஆன்சர் கொடுப்பாங்க. வேதாந்தால ஆன்சரை சொல்லிட்டு தான் கேள்வியே கேட்போம். இல்லையா? ஆன்சர் சொல்லியாச்சு 3 வாட்டி. ஆன்சர் இஸ் செட் ஆல்ரெடி 3 டைம்ஸ். இல்லையா? அப்புறம் தான் கேள்வியே. ஈகோ. The mind gets attracted to Nishiddha karma because of what? Kamya karma ke effort சொல்லணும். No effort. It means what? It means what? Huh? It means what? Easy to. It stubbornly believes it is entitled. I need not do anything. It stubbornly believes I am entitled. Are you able to follow? அதுதான் நிஷித்த கர்மாக்கு ஸ்டார்டிங் பாயிண்ட் என்ன? The sense of entitlement. Kamya karma says I must work for it. Are you able to follow the difference? Of the two, what will the mind like? Entitlement. Jeev, புரியுதாடா? Entitlement. What is your problem? It's my right. It's my right. Are you able to follow? So, Nishiddha mind likes Nishiddha karma because of what? What does Nishiddha karma means? Nishiddha karma, I will want everything, but I will not do the right thing to get what I want. Yeah, that's Nishiddha karma. Yeah. Third chapter Bhagavad Gita, he says it so strongly. Yeah. சமைக்கும் போது சாப்பாடா இருக்கும், சாப்பிடும் போது பாபமா மாறிடும். You eat sin, he says. Yeah, you eat sin. சாப்பாடு சாப்பிடுறது இல்லை. You are eating sin. Nishiddha karma is that. Doing an action and eating sin. Kamya karma says at least I will better now. Yeah. What is Kamya karma? At least I will work towards it. Nitya Naimittika karma is what? What is Nitya Naimittika karma? We all have daily duties. We all have once in a lifetime duty. Naimittika karma means nimitta. On for a specific occasion it will be done. Yeah. Panchamaha yajna is a nitya karma. Panchamaha yajna is a nitya karma. Yeah. Marriage is a naimittika karma. Why? Because you can't keep getting married again and again and again. Yeah, it's a naimittika karma. It means what? அவ்வளவுதான், காலின்னு அர்த்தம். Isn't it? Having done it, it's done and over. So Naimittika karma means that which is done. Like Antyeshti is a Naimittika karma. It means you don't do it. Because you can't do it again and again and again. Because you can't do it. Yeah. Your father will die only once. Therefore, the karma becomes Antyeshti. Only once. You don't do every day, you don't do. So, Naimittika karma is occasional special duty which comes once in a lifetime. Remember the list of Nitya karma that Upanishad spoke about, Mundaka? Every day, one Darshamasa, Paurnamasa, Chaturmasa, all that it spoke, all that the entire list it gave comes under the category of Nitya karma. Yeah. Anagrayanam, Atithivarticham, all that he spoke in the Mundaka. Beautiful list he gave. And then he said the elementary list, the original list, we can't. Original list is too difficult to handle. At least in the list follow pannale it is. Yeah. So, இப்போ என்ன பண்ணிட்டோம்னா பௌர்ணமி we don't do. Darsha Shraddhamani we do only on Amavasa. Even though பௌர்ணமியில் ஒன்று பண்ணோம், அமாவாசையில் ஒன்று பண்ணோம். Yeah, that's Upanishad says. But இல்லை சார் ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். We don't have time for both எல்லாம். அதனால we'll do only. அது கூட every month coming and taking too much of time. 4 வாட்டி அது கூட too much. Once in a year. அது கூட too much. Superstition சார் இதெல்லாம். Waste of time. Superstition. Now, where do you now the Nitya Naimittika karma requires a tremendous effort. When the Nitya Naimittika karma is violated, there is a sin to it. To offset that, you have to do prayaschitta. To offset that, you have to do prayaschitta. Nitya Naimittika karma பண்ணாத விட்டா வர பாப்பத்துக்கு பேரு அதுதான் chapter 2 41 he says pratyavayam பேர் அதுக்கு. It's called pratyavaya. नेहा विक्रमनाशोस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते अवतो भयात्. Arjuna, don't you understand? By doing your nitya karma of fighting, you will not incur pratyavaya. By running away, don't you understand that you are going to get pratyavaya? Waste of time, sir. They are very worried about pratyavaya. Pratyavaya means violating Nitya Naimittika karma. Now, if I am violating Nitya Naimittika karma, I am doing some other activity. What is that activity that I am doing if I violate Nitya Naimittika karma? Kamya karma and Nishiddha karma. Of the two, what I will love to do more? Nishiddha karma. I am not motivated, sir. Yeah. Who cares whether you are motivated or not? You must do. When will you be motivated? Nishiddha karma will never be. The Nishiddha karma attitude will tell you that you can never be motivated. You will not be motivated. What is the prayaschitta karma that you have to do? The Shastras kept 3 prayaschitta karma. It's called Yajna, Dana, Tapas. 18th chapter he says, stop on Arjuna, but don't stop Yajna, Dana, Tapas. And what is Satvik Yajna, Rajasik Yajna, Tamasik Yajna? 17th chapter he already discussed it. Satvik Danam, Rajasik Danam, Tamasik Danam, he already expressed it. And Satvik Tapas, Rajasik Tapas, Tamasik, all that he is discussing. And then he tells in the 18th chapter, whatsoever you stop doing, don't stop these 3. Because the only way to overcome the pratyavaya, which is the prayaschitta, is Yajna, Dana, Tapas. Yajna, Dana, Tapas. Whatever be that 3. I'm not going to the details of what that what that 3 is. Whatever be that, whatever be that 3, he said, do. So what is the prayaschitta? Yajna, dana, tapas. Yeah. Yajnam na, what does yajnam means? What does yajna means? Velvi, kund. Yajna means a higher quality activity. Yajna means higher quality activity. Yeah. We have read the stories. Whenever yajna starts, who will come first? Rakshasas will come. Devatas come later. Swahan, Sulli, fire along Urunga, Muti. Yeah. Mundaka said all that. No. You have to light the fire properly. You have to do the things rightly. And then smoke along color varum. Then finally it has to come to the right flame. And then you have to say Swaha, Namama as the yajnam. The moment you start doing anything meaningful in life, what will come? Obstacle will come. Yeah, obstacle will come. Very sad. You can see the trouble that they are going to go through, but you just have to stay. You just have to stay quiet about it. Why? Because who's going to listen? Yajna. Second is dhanam. What is dhanam? What is dhanam? Dravya yajna. Dhanam means you give dravya. Dravya means wealth. Dravya means dhanam. You need to do dhanam. When you are doing yajna and dhanam, mind will say, உனக்கு வேணும் வச்சுக்கோ. First keep it to yourself. ஆத்துல போட்டாலும் கலந்துதான் போடணும் இல்லையா? ஜாக்கிரதையா கொடுக்கணும். கொடுக்கும்போது கூட ஜாக்கிரதையா கொடுக்கணும். கொடுத்துட்டு போண்டி ஆயிட்டு தேகின்னு வந்துடக்கூடாது இல்லையா? Therefore, we have our own wisdom. Yeah, we have our own wisdom. Yajna, when you need to do these two, the mind will not cooperate. Irrespective of the mind's frustration and non-cooperation, doing it is called tapas. Yajna dana. But dhanam kudukanumna mind will not cooperate. Yeah. I want to do, sir, but who's the right person that I should give to? Yeah. Doesn't matter. I don't know where you will go and find the right person to I don't know where you will find the right person to give. Only thing I will say is engita kuduthradingo. I will say that's all. Yeah, only thing I will say is leave me alone. I don't want to. Only that much I will say. Beyond that, I will not get into it at all. Who wants this pratyavaya? Who wants to go through all this? Who wants to go through all this suffering for what? Yeah. What is a prayaschitta karma? Yajna, dana, tapas. Yajnam, danam, tapas. That is the Bhagavad Gita recommended method. Yeah. If you go to predictive astrology, they will say do this as a prayaschitta. Yeah. I'm not saying they are all wrong. I'm not saying they are all wrong. I'm not saying they are all cheating. I'm not saying that. Understand the principle. Yajna, dana, tapas. You follow? Scriptures always talk about, yeah, Vishwamitra started the yajna and asuras came and disturbed the yajna. And how they disturbed the yajna? All the rotten things they put, yeah. The flesh and blood and all that they will put, and yeah. Ahutila nei ponnu. Ahutila you don't put that, isn't it? Rakshasas will do that. Yeah, Ahutila they do that. Does it actually happen or is it symbolic, sir? It actually happens. Try and do one good action, you will know. Try and do one good thing, you will know. Because very rarely you will find a person who has the guts to say, I will die doing the right thing. Very rare you find a person who says, I will die doing the right thing. Most of the people say, because I will die, I will not do the right thing. Okay, what is the purpose of that life? What is the purpose of that living? What is the purpose of that living? Rakshasa living it is. You become a, are you able to follow? So, very rarely you find a person having guts to do the right thing and say, I'll die doing the right thing. That person becomes that person is a Sreshta. That person becomes the Sreshta, and to that person you will go to that person you will bow down. You follow? What is Prayasita karma? Yajna, dana, tapas is the Prayasita karma for all the activities you did, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Omission and commission. Some I do knowingly, some I do unknowingly. Clear? சபரிமலை மாலை போட்டா கர்த்தாலி சாயங்களும் இந்த ப்ரே இல்ல என்ன பிரேயர் சொல்லுவாங்க? நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணிட்டு அறிந்தும் அறியாமலும் தெரிந்தும் தெரியாமலும் நான் கூட சொல்லிட்டு வந்தேன் இப்போ இல்லையா? என்ன பண்றது? மீனிங் knowingly unknowingly you keep, knowingly and unknowingly you omission and commission. Ignorance is not an excuse, the law. That's why you have to be careful. Ignorance is not an excuse. I didn't know, sir. Okay, by paying the price, it will make you follow, Ravi. So what is the prayasita karma? Yajna, dana, tapas. Yajna, danam and tapas. Okay. Most of the time, nobody talks about this prayasita. Why? It is too, Naimittika itself is, I'm repeating again, for emphasizing. Naimittika karma itself is too difficult to explain. Prayasita is much more difficult to explain. Not that it is difficult to explain, they are staying quiet. They are staying quiet. Chances of you going back misunderstanding is more. As it is, we carry so much of misunderstanding. Why add up to it? Because they don't have the luxury in time. Now, I have the luxury in time. I'm not in a hurry to finish. I'm not in a hurry to finish the textbook and rush to the textbook. In exam, yeah. In 3 months, he wants to finish the book and go to the next, go to the next, go to the next. We are not in a hurry to. Therefore, we take the liberty of analyzing everything in detail. If you make a choice, your choice will be made according to raga and dvesha. When you choose according to your raga and dvesha. Because what else can you choose? Yeah. And obviously, what will you do? That which is desirable, you will choose. That which is undesirable, you will want to avoid. Obvious. That which is desirable, you will want to choose. That which is undesirable, you will want to avoid. Yeah. What is undesirable? Okay. What is desirable? Theoretically, discipline is desirable. In theoretically, discipline is desirable. Practically, what is desirable? Indiscipline only, isn't it? Practically, indiscipline alone is desirable. Therefore, what happens? We end up doing that because that's how we make our choices. Therefore, the desirable and the undesirable keeps driving your choices. The desirable very soon becomes undesirable. Yeah. If something is permanently desirable, if something is permanently undesirable, there's no problem. But desirable and undesirable itself keeps changing. Yeah. Example, desirable. I can't live without this person. Okay. After a while, I can't live with this person. Both makes no sense because they're just yielding to they're just being yielding to the raga nature of the mind. Now, when you yield to this raga nature of the mind, what will be the consequence of life? The quality of life determines the quality of life determines it. Yeah. Naimittika karma, you will not know what is insecurity. Kamya karma, nishita karma, you live in security. These are all the indicators. Because we don't know that karma directly, we can go by the consequences. Doing nitya naimittika karma gives a sense of security. You know that you are protected. You know that you are protected. You know that you are taken care of. Isn't it? Second, another indicator. Bhagavad Gita only gives all this. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labhav jaya jayav. Sukha and dukkha, labha, alabha, jaya, ajaya. All this will not stop you from doing what you ought to do. Same kritva na, irrespective of these opposites. Sukham, dukkam, labham, profit, all that, victory or loss, or irrespective of all this, Kritva means you will have the energy, you will have the capacity to do. One who's doing will never feel insecure. One who's intending to stop doing or having stopped the doing immediately starts feeling insecure. That's why we say die with your boots on, die with your boots on, die with your boots on. Yeah, lesser. We will work only for 4 days. We will work only for 3 days. Why work? Ella should isn't it? You follow? How does it work? Insecurity happens when you stop. The one who is mentally reconciled to be in action will never feel insecure. The one who stops acting or planning to stop activity, first indicator is what? You'll start feeling for buying one through. Now, yeah, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? What can happen? Because the worst has already, இது கீழே போறதுக்கு ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை. You follow? That's the indicator of we misunderstand security or insecurity in relation to what I have and what I don't have. Insecurity or security is not connected to what I have and what I don't have. It is to do with me being in action or wanting to stop action. Nishiddha karma na activity start பண்ண மாட்டேன்னா நிஷித்த கர்மா. Are you able to follow? Nishiddha karma na என்ன அர்த்தம்? I will not even start. Yeah. I want to be happy, sir. Yeah, I want to be happy. The easiest way to be happy is what? Easiest way to be happy is ganja edtha porom. You are going to be happy. Where is the problem? Don't we know how to be happy? Is there not methods that is there to make us happy? Big deal. How to be happy? How to be happy? Vedanta is not required for that. In fact, Vedanta will take away all the happiness. How to be happy? Na angadam poi kekkum. Are you able to follow? Insecurity comes when a person has decided to stop acting, isn't it? Second is samaya kritva. Samaya kritva means in spite of profit and loss, you have to keep doing what you ought to do. Swabhava karma, swadharma karma doesn't mean you will always win. Battlefield la Arjuna is also a Kshatriya, Duryodhana is also a Kshatriya. Both are doing their Swabhava karma. Win, nadamma. One has to win, one has to. In the beginning of the Gita itself, he says, if you win, you will have the kingdom. If you die, Veera Swarga. Either way, you don't lose anything by doing. Either way, you don't lose anything by doing what you ought to do. But then we think, okay, sir, Swabhava means, Ramin, are you able to follow? Swabhava doesn't mean automatically I'll be only Labha, only Jaya, only Sukha. The guarantee lang so if you do activities according to Swabhava karma, guided by dharma, what will happen? That Sukha Dukkha will not affect you. Labha, Alabha will not affect you. That's all it does. But the mind again believes in what? If I do it, it will be always. So many people hear this Swabhava, Swadharma discussion, I'll get super excited. I want to know my Swadharma. Sorry, I said, for what now? For what you want to know now? Then everything will be smooth in life. No. There it is told that it will be smooth in life. Yeah, it will be smooth in life because Labha, Alabha, Jaya, Ajaya, Sukha, Dukkha will not affect you. To that extent, it does extreme benefit. To that extent, it does extreme benefit. But again, the greed of the mind will come and tell me what? Oh, Swabhava karma, if I'm going to fail, then what is the point of Swabhava? Anyway, I'm going to fail, no, sir. அதுக்கு அங்கேயே ஃபெயில் ஆயிடலாமே வை அதுக்கு I can fail there only. No, paradharmali I can fail. Why? Even in swabhava also I can. There is the law. What is the law? When you do the swabhava karma, there is no such thing called krama nasha. In swabhava karma, there is no such thing called wasted effort. There's no such thing called wasted effort. That's why he says, if you win, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you die, you will go to Swarga. Either way, you are either way you gain. By running away, what will happen? That is Nishiddha karma. Are you able to follow? That is running away is the Nishiddha karma. That's why we say running away from anything is Nishiddha karma. That's why we say don't run. But then we only want to. You follow? But sir, in case if what I'm doing is disturbing me to pursue the highest, what will I do? One thing in mind, we are very determined. What? I will run away and you must agree. Yeah. That's why I always say, if ignorance is stubborn, wisdom is. If ignorance can be that stubborn, wisdom is much more stubborn. Ultimately, which will win? Wisdom will win. Yeah. Arjuna, eவ்வளவு try பண்ணார். What all he tried in chapter 18 chapters, he tried. எவ்வளவு try பண்ணாலும் answer is the same. எவ்வளவு question கேட்டாலும் answer remains the same. You follow? But sir, what guarantee is there that there is thing called Swarga and all? Who has seen it? Have you seen it? I don't know. I have not seen Swarga. Supposing if you say I have seen Swarga, now you should get scared of me. Yeah, ghost talking, isn't it? Have you seen Swarga? I have not seen Swarga. Do you know there is a thing called Swarga? Yes, definitely there is this thing called Swarga. How can you be so? How can you be so sure? Shastram Pramanam. Shastram Manam. It has said no. So clearly it has said. Therefore, it is there. Indicators of Swarga is there. Indicators of Naraka is there. What more do we? Got what I'm saying. Therefore, what is the indicators? What I ought to do if I don't do, that is called Nishiddha karma. Nishiddha karma doesn't mean going and doing a wrong thing. Most of the time, it is interpreted like that. That's a very, very elementary interpretation. If that interpretation is correct, Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is wrong. Killing is Nishiddha. Yeah. This morning, one of the for some reason we have to here with a couple of lawyers. One lawyer asked me this morning, sir, there's no, Ashoka the emperor. What happened to him? What happened to Ashoka the emperor? He won the battle and got depressed. Correct? He won the battle and got depressed. And got depressed. Yeah. Because he saw the destruction. Oh, he felt very very sad about it. The question that he's asking is this. Is Ashoka better or Bhagavad Gita type Arjuna better? Are you able to follow? He's asking, is Ashoka better or Arjuna better? All of us will say Ashoka is better. Yeah. No. Krishna says he didn't understand it rightly. He didn't understand his Swabhava rightly. Because he didn't understand his Swabhava rightly, we go back saying, yeah, what is the Swabhava? Kshatriya must. Kshatriya must kill or get killed. Yeah, Kshatriya means one who kills or get killed. That's Kshatriya. Then that person is not a Kshatriya. That is Paradharma. That compassion that he shows becomes Paradharma, Prasita Karma proper. Are you able to follow this? Which the morality will not accept it. But our morality is not morality at all. Other double standards. Yeah, our morality is not morality. That is double standards. Are you able to follow? If that is the thing which Arjuna explained, yeah, what all he said. Yeah, Naraka will happen. How can I kill these two people? Varna Sankara will happen. Society will get destroyed. Yeah, anarchy will spread. Therefore, what is the right thing to do? Avoid fight. For Loka Sangraha, we should stop fighting. Yeah, wow. Krishna advises for Loka Sangraha only, you have to fight. Well, how do you even understand? Are you able to follow? So, what is Paradharma? That makes it Nishiddha Karma. You do it. Clarity isn't. It's like shooting the lion because it is hunting the deer. Shooting the lion because it is hunting the deer. Yeah. Remember that? Lion and tiger are very good animals. Deer and cow is violent animals, said the grass. Yeah, said the grass. Cow and deer are violent animals. Lion and tiger is very sattvic, said the grass. என்ன சொல்ல முடியும் அங்க? Yeah, you will not shoot. Will you shoot the lion because it is hunting the deer down? You will think you are doing the right thing by the very superficial double standard way of living life will tell you what saving the deer is the right thing to do. But the lion is dying. That I don't care. As long as I have saved the deer. What to do and what not to do? Who tells you what to do? Somebody who's above, somebody that which is the factor that is objective and taking into consideration the totality must tell you what to do, what not to do. It cannot take you into consideration and tell you what to do, what not to do. Always remember, the advice of what to do, what not to do will be told to you, taking into consideration what? The totality. Adu dharma. If you alone is taken into consideration, and if you have to tell you what to do, what not to do, what advice we have to give? Follow your impulses, likes and dislikes. That's everybody's advice. Because when an advice is given to you, it should not be given to you alone. What should be taken into consideration? The entire totality must be taken into consideration, and then you should be told what to do, what not to do. That is called dharma. You should not be offered. Yes. Most of the time, the advice will be given to considering you alone without any reference to the rest. Are you able to follow? Most of the, not most of the time. We are in Naraka only because of what? We take decisions based on, we make choices, we take decisions based on what? That which suits the individual without any reference to the totality. Moment you bring in the totality and then give a clarity, and then you have a clarity on what to do, what not to do, then you are following dharma. If not, you are following, if not, you are simply following your raga. Are you able to follow? How do we operate? How do we operate? We operate like this. Double. When it comes to me, what matters to me? That's it. When it comes to others, yeah, when it comes to others, I was stuck in traffic, sir. Double standards. I am stuck in traffic. Double standard. How? 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 You are the traffic. You are not stuck in traffic. You are the traffic. Correct? Huh? Then double standards. I am stuck. Yeah. Everywhere we have this. Therefore, with this attitude, when we go into actions, what will be there? We'll end up doing Nishiddha. We'll end up doing Nishiddha karma. And more Nishiddha karma you do, that much more Yajna Dana Tapas Prayaschitta karma has to be. Why go through this winding path? Simply do Nitya karma. Simply do that. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Whoever has this Shraddha alone gains knowledge. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Follow? So, whenever you make a choice for you or to anybody around you, remember, have you considered the totality or you are only looking at that person? Remember that. If you are only looking at that person, you are being very adharmic. Take it or leave it, doesn't matter. You are being very adharmic. The moment you take others into consideration and then the individual also into consideration and then say what to do, what not to do, that's called dharma. Yeah, that's how it. With this we conclude. We continue next week.